पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, a minute or two left for us to start. We'll start shortly. Okay, it's time. Let's start. Om Ajnanaतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेषशून्यवादिपाश्चात्य चतारं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत राधा श्री साधु परम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे। Welcome to the 9th chapter, everybody. Yes. The 9th chapter. It is known as Rajaguhya Yoga, the most confidential knowledge. Any book of science also, if you want to understand it, you just cannot read the first chapter, or you cannot start from backside and reach. No, usually the crux of the matter is usually in the middle. First chapter is going to be the introduction, and the last chapters are usually going to be application based. The heart of the subject is going to be in the center, and 9th chapter is basically the center of this chapter, and it's also known as Rajaguhya Yoga, the most confidential knowledge of all. Most confidential in the sense it's free for everybody to access it, but nobody wants to. Nobody has the ability to come here, usually, majority of them. So the first shloka, the Lord says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Idam te guhya tamam pravakshami anusuyave jnanam vijnanam sahitam yajnatva moksha se ashubhat. The Supreme Lord said, the key word here is anusuyave. Where is it? Anusuyave. Here it is. The Supreme Lord said, my dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom, knowing which you shall be relieved from the miseries of material existence. Yesterday, that's where we ended. I remember we were discussing that this entire material universe is miserable. There is no happiness anywhere. And we, at the end, I think we agreed on that. We all agreed. And the Lord here is saying, I will give you a way out of this miserable world. Yajnatva mokshase ashubhat, knowing which you can escape from this miserable material living. So, why is Lord giving this to Arjuna? And what is the significance of the word anasuyave? Anasuyave is not envious. Arjuna is not envious of the Lord. Is Arjuna envious of the Lord? Let's first talk about ourselves. There is somebody in everybody's life who is envious of you. I have people who are envious of me, you have people who are envious of you, and we are also envious of some people. Yes, that is natural in this material world. Envy is the name of the game. Now, when you clearly know that somebody is envious of you, will you pour your heart out to them? Will you tell them whatever you, all your secrets? Will you just give them all your heart? Will you pour your heart out to people who are envious of you? You can use the chat box. Is there anybody willing to do that? No, I will not do that. He is envious of me. Why should I tell him my plans for life? What's going to happen? Either he will become disturbed or he will cause disturbance to me. Why? Just let's not complicate things, right? I'll not disturb you. You don't disturb me. Let me keep my plans with me. You keep your plans with you. All the very best to you. They will automatically keep track of us. Yes. But me by myself, I'm not going to give them extra data. Why simply disturb them? Or why should he be able to cause me extra disturbance? Already the disturbance is causing to me is enough. Envy blinds people. It makes them misjudges, although they're not in the position to judge us. Yes, he should not be judging me, but he will judge me. He'll even if I tell him something, he's going to judge me anyway. So you judge me for whatever you have opinion. You go on judging. I'm not going to interfere, isn't it? Lord clearly states in this chapter that he is father of all universe. We will see. Pitaham asya jagat. So he says the whole creation functions under my direction. Also, he says. Yet we see so many mistranslations of Bhagavad Gita. Why do these mistranslations of Bhagavad Gita come? Where does this misunderstanding come from? Any guesses? That's the word we have been discussing from last few minutes. It's the anybody guesses? Use the chat box. What is that word that is causing so many mistranslations? That is envy. So many translations of Bhagavad Gita are there where the name of Lord is not even mentioned once. Not once Shri Bhagavan Vacha is there, and that part they don't translate. They don't translate it as Supreme Personality of God itself. We see, we have, I'm sure we have all come across one or two such translations. No mention of Krishna, no mention of who Krishna is, what Krishna is. Just they go on giving dry, tasteless philosophy, something dry, which is completely uninteresting. And that is so unfair. But anyway, why Krishna is giving Arjuna all the knowledge in 9th chapter? It is because Pravakshami Anusuyave. I'm telling you because you are non-envious. Was Arjuna ever envious of Krishna? No. Arjuna is a pure devotee of Krishna. He is a very, very dear friend. A dear friend is never envious, is he? Again, let's take an example of a very dear friend. We all have one or two dear friends. Are they envious of us? यार अच्छा चल रहा है जिंदगी में ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है I got a job. Will you be like यार इसका अच्छा हो रहा है I'm not happy? Is a good friend is never envious of you. And all the devotees of the Lord are very very dear to him, and devotees are never envious of the Lord. And Arjuna is also has never been envious of the Lord. So he said, I will give you the secret. Listen to me now. Misunderstanding comes from envy. Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitram Nidam Uttamam Pratyakshavagam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is perfect. If it is perfection of religion, it is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. Raja Vidya, king of all, education. Now some will say, no, this is not education. It is not going to help me earn money. What helps us earn money is not education actually. It is skills. It is skills that we developed. A squirrel has a skill to climb a tree and get access to those small fruits. And that is how it is earning its livelihood. That's how it is getting its food. Whereas a cow eats grass. It has its own way of filling its belly. And men, we have our own ways of filling our belly. Somebody does that, somebody does something else. This is all skill. It's not real education. Education is something that will free us from misery. Now, what we have been speaking about miseries from last few days. The miseries are categorized under four things in Shastras. It is said Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Birth, which is Janma, Mrityu, which is death, Jara, which is old age, and Vyadhi, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Vyadhi is disease. Does anybody like these conditions? Let's talk about Janma later. Mrityu, nobody here can say I like Mrityu. Absolutely nobody. Janma, Mrityu. Jara, old age is also miserable. If you have grandparents at home, or even if you don't need to have grandparents at home, even you yourself, even if you're in your 20s, you can see that the body is not like it used to be. In primary school, you fell off a tree, you could just stand up and keep walking. Now, if you just sleep a little bit wrongly, the whole neck is going to hurt for 1 week, isn't it? Even young people can agree to this. Jara, aging is not a fun process. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Disease, definitely not. Whole country has shut down. Whole world has shut down. Strongest of the strongest countries have come down to their knees. What is the cause? Vyadhi, disease, some kind of disease, some kind of disorder, some kind of syndrome can bring anybody down to their knees. Now, why is Janma miserable? Because Janma is what caused all this, no? Janma, and also nobody was born laughing. Was anybody here born laughing? No, everybody was crying. Why were you crying? Because it's a miserable experience. The whole process of birthing is so painful that you need to learn how to breathe first of all. That is the pain. Some people don't learn to breathe and they die right in the childbirth. And also for the mother, it is pain. Janma is pain not just for you, for your mother as well. What is more painful? And Janma led to Jara, Vyadhi, and Mrityu. So see how much miserable Janma is also. So these are the miseries of life. And education is something that will help you come out of this. Is there anybody who has done a course of overcoming Janma, Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadhi? Or is there anybody who wants to tell me there is something even more miserable than this? Anything beyond these four miseries anybody knows? Please raise your hand. Let's have a discussion. Nothing is more miserable than these four. Everything else comes under this. So if you don't know how to escape this, don't tell me you have undergone education. All you have undergone is some skill training. And the Lord is saying, Pratyakshaavagamam dharmyam. It is pratyaksha. You can see the result right in front of you. Once you start practicing what is given in this chapter, once you start practicing, understanding and practicing what you have learned from this chapter, you can pratyakshaavagamam. You can see it's for your direct perception. You can witness what is happening, what changes are happening, and susukam kartum avayam, and you will be happily doing whatever is mentioned in this chapter. Happiness, even that we'll discuss in this chapter. Happiness. But those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of foes, but returns to birth and death in this material world, like we have. One of many, every day I get these questions on WhatsApp. Personally, devotees message me. Some of you message me saying, Prabhuji, were we all sinful? That's why we have come here. I think something around those lines the questions are. So, Prabhuji, you're saying we are not in Vaikuntha, so we are here, we are being punished, are we? Yes, are you enjoying your life? Definitely not. You are being punished. It's like, let's take this example. It's called Mr. Fish. He is enjoying his cup of beverage, some kind of juice, and it's watching the sunset and enjoying its life. Okay, enjoying. It thinks it's enjoying, but a second or two, or maybe a minute from now, it's going to be miserable. Why is the fish going to be miserable? Because it's supposed to watch the sunset from under the sea, not over the sea. You're able to understand? It's going to be miserable because it's not where it belongs. It's artificially living in a world which is not for it. Okay, somebody, a very, very charitable person, comes and says, you know what, let me help you out. I'll put an umbrella over your head. Is this going to make the fish's life any easier, fish's situation any easier? Anybody thinks it's, oh yes, bacha liya, machli ko bacha liya. Yes, now Mr. Fish is going to be happy. Yeah? Is the fish going to be happy now? Anybody who thinks so? Okay, chat box is disabled. That's why everybody is quiet. Okay, who thinks this is a good idea? Giving an umbrella to a fish that is suffering on the beach. Nobody thinks it's a good idea. But it is better, no? This is called comfort. This what is given to this fish, this beach chair, the lawn chair, and this cup of beverage and this umbrella. All of this is comfort. Yes, comfort is quite pleasing, no doubt. Isn't it comfort? It's not happiness. It's very comfortable, but there is a lot of pain from within. What is happiness? We will slowly come to that. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. This is very, very difficult to understand. This shloka is not easy to understand. It is known as the crux of Achintya Bheda Bheda. By me, in my unmanifested form. We had a conversation yesterday where one of the Matajis was saying, but Lord is formless now. Lord is not formless. He has a formless form as well. It belongs to him. Yes. Like the example can be when let's take a suitable example here. The government. Let's take the example as government. Who is the heart of India's government right now? The PM. You, whatever opinion you have of him, let's take this example. The PM is the central man of this government in India. But is PM going to be involved in every single activity of every village, town, every crossroad? What do you think? Is he personally going to be engaged? Is he personally going to be involved? Yes, for sure he's interested and he has regular updates of what's happening where. But is he going to be personally involved? No. There is different divisions of government that's going to take care of something. If some drainage needs repair, there is the municipal department. If the crime rates are going beyond control, or even if the crime rate is at the baseline, it's because of the police force. If the one letter needs to get from here to there, there is a postal service. So there are so many unmanifested forms of the government. Yes, the postmaster is not the PM, but postmaster in a way represents the PM. Are you able to understand? The DC of this town is not the PM, but he represents the energy of the prime minister. Similarly, by me in my unmanifested form, entire universe is pervaded. Yes, it's being taken care of by Lord's unmanifested form. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Yes, this whole universe is known as, which we know, Vishwa, and Lord is known as Vishwa Prana. So yes, we are in him, but what does he mean by I am not in them? He is in us in his unmanifested form. He is not in us in his manifested form. We are not Hanuman. We don't, if we tear our thorax open, if we tear our chest open, yes, there is Paramatma, but he'll not be manifested. He'll be in his unmanifested form, isn't it? That's what this shloka means. It's Achintya Bheda Bheda, very difficult to understand. I don't expect you to understand it perfectly. Not from me, at least. I do not have that ability yet. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Mystic because it's so difficult to understand. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities and although I am everywhere, still myself is the very source of creation. As the mighty wind blowing everywhere always rests in ethereal space like a balloon. If there is wind in the balloon, that amount of wind in it, amount of air in it is going to be held within that balloon. As the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests in ethereal space, know that in the same manner all living beings rest in me. The whole cosmic order is under me. By my will it is manifest again and again, and by my will it is annihilated at the end. Brahma creates and Shiva destroys by Krishna's will. The Lord is clearly announcing it. O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached, seated as the neutral. You never see Krishna busy with something. He's always enjoying. Yes, because his unmanifested form is taking care of this whole universe. He doesn't have to be personally, be present there. His unmanifested form takes care of everything. Demigods serve him all the time. He has people to take care of the boring duties. Very, very famous shloka, 9.10. Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunaneena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. This material nature is working under my direction. The Lord is clearly announcing it. Nobody else can make this claim. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. There are many moving and unmoving creatures that appear and disappear. There's a tree which is unmoving, it appears a few decades or a few centuries later, the tree is going to die. There are many moving creatures as well, the bacteria, birds, us, animals, lizards, and so on. They also come and they go. All this happens under the Lord's direction. He is guiding this whole universe. It's under His direction everything is happening. Now comes the important shloka. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashita param bhav majananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be. We can see here, there are fools everywhere. What they think? Oh, the Lord has come here and see, He's just like me and you. He is also, he's ordinary. They say Manushim Tanumashita. They think the Lord has taken human form. No, Lord has not taken human form. You are given this form by the Lord so that all your foolish desires can be fulfilled. We are here. We did not want to surrender to the Lord. We thought we can have independent existence. We were all happy in Vaikuntha. But one day we got this thought that Lord is enjoying so much. Look at this. So many demigods are serving Him. He's enjoying. I think even I can enjoy like this. And this very thought has got us into this material universe. The Lord said, okay, you want to enjoy? Go ahead and enjoy. You make your own destiny. You live by it. Whatever actions you do, you will get reactions equivalent to that. So go ahead and live. And now that we are here, we think we have independent existence. We are here because we did not understand the basic fact that we have no independent existence. And we think whenever Lord out of His mercy comes here, we think, see, He has come here. Let's understand from this next slide. When a good king visits a prison to take care of his citizens, because he cares for the citizens, although they are criminals, a good king goes to the prison, doesn't he? Nowadays there are no kings, but a good king should visit the prison once in a while. Don't you think so? Yes or no? Use the chat box so that we can keep occupied. A good king visits a prison because he cares for his citizens. Although they are criminals, although they are mischievous, he cares for them nonetheless. It is from the goodness of his heart he does this. He genuinely worries about his misdirected citizens. Shastras say that king is like the father of the country. The king is father of every citizen of the country. He is the father and he cares for each of his citizens like a father cares for his son or his daughter, which is very natural. The king is not going to prison for votes or for favor. Which prisoner can favor him? He doesn't need them. Doesn't really need them, but he's going there because he loves them and cares for them. We were discussing yesterday, this world is durg. We are in a jail. Majority of the prisoners are happy to see the king and they greet him and cherish his company. They're like, oh, the king is with us. This is such great fortune. Welcome, king. Please talk to me for 1 or 2 minutes. I would really like to have your association. Yes, if I was in prison and king visited, I would really love to even witness him. But then there are a few prisoners who point to the king and say, hey, look, I'm a prisoner in this jail. You're also a prisoner, right? You're what, Daku? I'm pickpocketer. What are you, murderer? See, another one has joined us. He is also in prison because he's a prisoner. He has come here because he has done a lot of sins. See, finally he got arrested. You know, there is always such people. Chor aa gaya. Dekho, sabse bada chor aa gaya. Now, whose loss? Is it the person who is saying chor aa gaya at the king? Is it his loss or the king's loss? King, does he lose anything? They are prisoners. They are so misdirected. He'll just talk to whoever is interested and he'll go back. Now, we shouldn't say that, see, prisoner has come. Mogasha moga karmano moga jnana vichetasa rakshasim asurim chayava prakriti mohinim shrita. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and the culture of knowledge is all depicted. They're all depicted. What is demonic and atheistic views? Demonic views. Let's take for example. यार जो भी है पेट भर खाना मिल जाए हो गया. I have my stuff full stomach. If I have, I'm satisfied. That's the we were discussing the other day. Panchakosha, annamaya, bodily platform. पेट भर गया काम हो गया. Belly is filled. I'm happy. Nothing else I worry about. That is quite demonic. But even more demonic than that would be, you know, doing drugs, smoking cigarette, drinking alcohol, all kinds of sinful activities. Any whichever sinful activity you can name is demonic because he's saying, I want to enjoy. Filling belly is one thing, but this is next level. I want to enjoy this body which is given to me. I want to enjoy it to the fullest. Demonic activities. Will such person ever be interested in Bhagavad Gita? No. He'll say, Bhai Sahab, you're drinking so much alcohol, daily 2 to 3 hours you sit in the bar. Can you attend Bhagavad Gita class for 1 hour every day? ISKCON Mangaluru is arranging it for free. Don't have to pay 1 rupee. All you have to do is log in and have listen and have question answer session at the end. Can you join, sir? He say, hey, I don't have time. I'm so busy. Can't you see I'm drinking alcohol? So sorry to hear that, sir. Continue with your busy schedule. Then there are atheistic people with atheistic views. There is no God. If there is God, show me God. What can you see? Have you seen yourself? How many here have seen yourself? Raise your hand. Whoever has seen themselves, please raise your hand. Anybody? Come on here. You have seen yourself, haven't you? You know how to raise your hand, no? Have you seen yourself? Simple question. Anybody who wants to tell me they have seen themselves? Yes, Shipra Mataji. Okay, Shobha Shetty Mataji. Anybody else who has seen themselves? See, there is the trick, no? In the mirror, what did you see in the mirror? In mirror, what you saw is reflection. It is not you. Some light fell on your face. That light fell on the mirror, and that light came on you. You have never seen yourself. Are you able to understand? You have never seen yourself. Even what you have seen is an inverted image. Mirror image is always inverted, no? For example, if I hold something written like ambulance is written in mirror so that you can see it in the proper order. What you have seen in the mirror is also a flipped image. You have not seen yourself, sir. You have not seen yourself, ma'am. And you want to see God? So that is atheistic. I'm me saying I've never seen God. Another example, let's take. This is from Facebook or somewhere. You take 1 glass of water from the sea, okay? Let's take example of Australia. Sharks are quite common there, isn't it? Let's use the scientific method, okay? Yeah, okay with the discussion of that. Let's go to the next discussion. Sharks are quite common in Australia. It's a Discovery Channel पे तो देखे थे जब बच्चे थे when we were small. We saw on Discovery Channel. Sharks are there a lot. Many sharks are there in Australia and even America. Okay, so a bunch of scientists went, and what they did is they started analyzing the water. They took 1 beaker, glass beaker, transparent beaker. They put it in the sea and they pulled it out. And great scientist said, count the number of sharks in this water. And the student said, no shark in this water, sir. So he's like, try again. Let's use the law. Let's use statistics. Again, once he took. He took 100 times. Let's say he took 1,000 times. Will he find a shark in that water? What do you think? Is there the possibility of him finding shark in the water using a beaker? Well, definitely no. Why is that? Because you're using the wrong instruments. Now, just because there is no shark in your beaker doesn't mean there is no shark in the sea. You jump and see. You will find shark. Don't worry about that. That is atheistic philosophy. I have not seen, so it doesn't exist. Have you seen Pluto? No. Have you been to Pluto? No. But they taught you that Pluto is a planet and you believe. No, that is science. See, science, if they say that it is there, it is there. This is also science. I can prove to you using your own logics. Yes, agnostic is okay. Agnostic is not wrong. This is the right perspective. I have not seen God. There might be God. But if somebody can prove it to me, I will accept it. If you are headstrong that there is no God, you're losing out on so much of logic. It means that you do not believe in the scientific. That is what science asks, no? An unbiased mind is what science asks. That's all science requires. An unbiased mind. If you say there is no God, fine, how can I convince you? If you say I don't know, maybe you think there is God, let's see if you have a process to realize this fact. That is atheistic views. In that deluded conditions, their hope for liberation and their fruitive activities and the culture of knowledge all are destroyed because they've already decided what their opinion is going to. But on the other hand, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashrita bhajante ananya manaso nyatva bhutadem avyayam. This is Madhavendra. If you remember from the fourth chapter, we saw that there is parampara through which we get this spiritual knowledge from Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vedavyasa, and so on and so forth. On, I think, 26th or 27th number, there is Madhavendra Puri, a great devotee of the Lord. He is the perfect example for this because he has taken Daivim Prakriti Mashita. He is completely surrendered to the Lord. What he used to do is known as Ajagara Vritti. What is Ajagara Vritti? Does anybody know what Ajagara means? Ajagara means python. Does python go for hunting? Anybody has seen python go for a hunt? No, python doesn't go for a hunt. Food comes to it. Similarly, Ajagara Vritti means a person who is following, this is a very advanced stage, where a devotee of the Lord doesn't go anywhere, doesn't go in search for people, whichever village, whichever town he visits, all the people of that village and town are so happy to see that such a great devotee of the Lord has come that they come running and say, what service can we do for you, Maharaj? Here is some food for you. Here is some, service. What service can we do? Here is some water. So Madhavendra Puri was in that level. He was a great devotee. So one day when he was in a town, what happens? People were busy in something else. There was a festival in the town, and they got so carried forward with that they couldn't really remember that there is a yogi in their town, and they forgot. And the Lord also starts to worry. What is happening? My devotee needs food, but what is happening? He just couldn't tolerate. So he comes in a very young Balagopala form, and he says, Swamiji, you should drink some milk. Here is some milk. That Mataji over there gave me some milk to give it to you. So you can see this cow over here. So he says, that Mataji over there said, I should give you this milk. Please accept this, Maharaj. Madhavendra Puri immediately realizes what this is and he accepts it. See, what this recorded history, this was in 1400s, around 600 years ago this happened. So what is Krishna trying to show us? That, O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature, of the Lord's divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible, Ananta. And in that state, what do? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dhridavrita namantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. They are called Nama Upasaka. They are the worshippers of the name of the Lord. The name of the Lord is always on their tongue. Even when they drink water, they remember Krishna. Even when they see anything, they remember Krishna. Because the Lord says, Prabham Shashi Surya Yor. I am the light of sun and moon. I can see, I can taste water, I can live because Lord is there. This is after installing deities in London, I think. Radha London Ishwar. This was after that. Look at Prabhupada.
This is the story of the Hare Krishna people.
Nama Upasaka. Always engaged in Upasana of the worship of the holy name. Okay, now let's go back down memory lane. Okay, Everybody has been to school, no? Let's take an example. Let's go back to our school days, and people who are already in school, stay there, because here's an example which will ring a bell. To a school kid, school is the whole world, absolutely, no doubt. So what does a school kid think? He thinks in primary school, he thinks physical instructor is the owner of the school. Didn't you think like that? Is there anybody who is smart? I was dumb. I thought my PE sir owns the school. I was so scared of him. I used to even breathe with discipline around him. In posture, I used to sit straight and breathe because I was scared of him. He owns the school, Re Baba. I'm scared of him. Isn't it the case for everybody? Or is there anybody here who knew? At least I was like that. I thought he owns the school. In high school, then I passed. Luckily, I passed a few classes and I reached high school. And in high school, the principal is the owner of the school. I thought principal owns the school. The headmaster, the headmistress, I thought he or she is the owner of the school. Because look here, he has so much command over everybody, isn't it? Isn't it? You can use yes or no in the chat box. Didn't you also think so? Is there anybody who was out of the ordinary? No, even I thought headmaster is the owner of the school. Further, then I joined college, even you did. And I realized that school is owned by someone. Private school. I went to a private school. I came to know there is some chairperson who is in charge of this trust. And they have employed this teaching, non-teaching staff, administrative staff, academics, and all that. Even the gatekeeper to keep the school in smooth functioning state. Then I came to know after I joined college. So, what is the takeaway from there? Let's see here. Pitahamasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara riksama yajurevacha. I'm the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. Pitamaha. I'm the object of knowledge. Vedyam, the purifier, and the syllable om. Pavitram omkara, syllable om. Again the Lord is saying, reiterating himself. I am also Rik, the Sama, and the Yajurveda. Is clearly announcing. Now, if you still think P sir is the owner of the school, if you still think headmaster owns the school, I think you need to grow up. 18th shloka. I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed. This is all understandable in the attitude of devotion. O Arjuna, I control heat, the rain, and the drought. I am immortality and I am also death personified. He is immortality and also death. But both being and non-beings are in me. This universe, which is abiotic, which is non-living, also is in him. Us, me and you and all the other creatures are also in him. Okay, let's try to understand this. I've tried to put some funny animations. Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. They take birth on the planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. Yes, there is a lot of comfort up there, no doubt. When they have thus enjoyed heavenly sense pleasure, they return to this immortal planet. Thus, through the Vedic principles, they achieve only flickering happiness. It feels like happiness. For a while, that comfort starts to feel like happiness. Like again, in school days, we used to go by, cycle up a hill or a slope. Then while coming down, we used to think we're on a bike. Yeah, look at me how fast I'm going. But then when you're again, if you want to feel the same thing, you have to pedal uphill again, no? Similarly, you think heaven, you want to go to heaven. Yes, you can go to heaven, enjoy, but then again you have to come. Shina Punya Mrityu Loka, you have to come back after your Punya gets over. You have to come back to Mrityu Loka and again earn the currency to go back. It's like this, you work hard and you get settled in America, but then you come to know America is miserable. It's like that. We do so much of Punya Karma, go to heaven, then we again come back to the heaven. There is no happy. There is no long-lasting happiness. No, there is not even long-lasting happiness in this universe. Okay, he's enjoying, but then he has to climb again. Yes, like this Ferris wheel. Yes, coming down is so much exciting, but while going up also it's quite scary, no? There is A class jail and there is B class jail. Everybody is in jail. In heaven, you think they are free. No, in heaven also there is death. Indra, Indra and his army quite often gets killed. Even Indra gets killed a couple of times. Then he is brought back to life. Even in Kailasa, there is death. What happened to Ganesha? He died. Then he came back. No doubt, he was brought back by the mercy of the Lord. But death is there, no? A class jail, B class jail. Here, death is very, very daily. We see that. There, once in a week, once in a month, you see. 22nd shloka. Ananyaschintayanto mam yajana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. But those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. Don't worry if you think you lack something, but you know I get angry very easily. Some people say, I don't have control on my temper. Don't worry, you're lacking some things. The Lord will carry, don't worry. But you have devotion, no? Something that you have, the Lord will preserve that as well. Surrender to the Lord. There is a Yamunacharya who is guru of Ramanujacharya. He was translating, he was writing his Vyakhya of Bhagavad Gita once, and he came to this shloka actually. When he was translating this shloka and he was writing purport on that, he was writing commentary on that, he reads this and he says, Yogakshemam Vahami Aham. If you even know a little bit of basics of Sanskrit, you know Vahami means I will carry. Vahami means will carry. Aham means I. So the Lord is saying, I will carry. And Yamunacharya is a very dear devotee of the Lord. He cannot picture Lord carrying anything. So he translates it as the Lord will take care. He will not personally carry, but he'll make sure it is carried in his impersonal form. What happens that very evening, Yamunacharya has written this in his version, and he goes for a bath. Like the Vedic time, they used to bath thrice, 5 times a day. In South India, 5 times a day they used to bathe. So when Yamunacharya has gone to bathe, two little boys come, two little boys come to Yamunacharya's home with bags of some heavy bag on their back. One is a dark complexion boy, one is a very fair, shiny boy. So Yamunacharya's wife, she sees two boys coming carrying. She's like, what are you doing? You're carrying such heavy bags. No, you keep it there. I will carry it. So these two boys, one of the boys, the dark complexion boy says, no, Mataji. I will keep this bag inside. Your husband, no, he is very strict. He says, I cannot carry anything. Please, please don't tell him I will carry you. Please get out of my way. And when he is unloading the bag, she sees there are marks on his back, like somebody hit him with a stick. She says, what is this on your back? He says, your husband beat me. His words are so harsh. It has hurt me. I'm in pain. Yamunacharya, his wife is furious. She's angry. She's like, let Yamunacharya come after his bath. I will take care of him. He started hitting kids now. This is unacceptable. And Yamunacharya has come after his bath nicely, calmly, has come. Now it's time for Sandhya Vandana. He's coming, and wife is like, what have you done? You're beating kids now. You're making them carry heavy things. What are you doing? Two boys had come. Like, two boys? Wait a second. What's in the bag? They see this all ornaments, gold and jewelries and everything in there. Like, wait, who are these two boys? And then Yamunacharya's wife tells him that one dark complexion boy, one fair complexion boy. Dark complexion boy was talking very beautifully. He was talking, and he told me that you hit him. Your words are so harsh. Yamunacharya immediately comes to, oh my Krishna, okay, so I mistranslated, and Yamunacharya's mistranslation hurt Krishna so much that Krishna came to demonstrate that he will carry personally. So yes, Yogakshemam Vahamyam, the Lord will personally carry what you lack and preserve what you have. That was the beautiful Leela of the Lord. This is another very important shloka. 23rd. Ye api anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhavanvita te api mameva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. If you ignore this word avidhi purvakam, what it means is whoever is worshipping demigods is also worshipping me. But now this word is very important. No, you cannot ignore a word. In exam, if you skip the most important word of a sentence, can you expect the marks? No, we call it keywords. That was the key word. That key word you missed. So you don't get any mark for that, not even half mark for that question. Avidhi is the keyword here. Avidhi is without true understanding, not vidhi, avidhi. Something that should be done, something that shouldn't be done. Shouldn't be done is avidhi. Whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, demigods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but it is offered without true understanding. It is avidhi purvakam. And now that you have come to know, try to correct yourself. Here's a takeaway again from school days. I was thinking a lot about school days today. So many examples from school days. I went to private school. We had to pay fees, and oftentimes there was a problem of people paying fees late. Ever happened in your school? Yes or no? Late fees payment का नाम आता था ना class में. They used to mention fees not paid by Mr. So and so, Mr. So and so, and they used to make you stand up in class. Happened, no? If not you, somebody in your class. It's very embarrassing. So yes, if not us, we have seen people paying late fees. Now what happened? The due date is over. It's way past due date, but luckily in my school they didn't fine us if you paid fees late. But at least by this particular day you have to pay. 10th, you have missed the date of 10th, but at least by 15th you have to pay the fees. So what some kids used to do, they used to come early morning assembly time, they used to come running with that 200 or 400 rupees in their hand, and they used to, with the fee, that there was a booklet which you have to submit to the school, get it signed that you have paid the fees. They used to give it to the gatekeeper. And gatekeeper was very kind. He used to just take it, and at the end, he used to go and pay the fees. He was very sweet. If a kid gives the money to the gatekeeper because it's the last day and he's in a hurry, if he reaches class late, he'll get punishment. If he doesn't pay fees, he gets punishment. So what he does, he runs to class, gives the fee to the gatekeeper, and goes. Our gatekeeper was nice. He used to give the money, go and pay the fees. But do you think it's gatekeeper's money to keep? Can he keep it? Okay, आज की कमाई यार अच्छा है, bonus आ गया, Diwali bonus. Can he think like that? Yes or no? Do you think the gatekeeper has any right on this money? Use the chat box, please, so that I can make sure that you are engaged. Is it his money? If you were the gatekeeper, do you have the rights on that money? Absolutely not. Yes, everybody is saying. Nobody is saying yes. If you said yes, we could have a conversation. It's not gatekeeper's money to keep. Kid just unknowingly gave the money to the gatekeeper. Eventually, the gatekeeper will inform the kid the right place to pay the fees. If he keeps doing this every month, the gatekeeper will get bored eventually and say, Beta, do one thing. You have to go there and pay fees, okay? Right on the day one, is not going to tell because he's too kind. My gatekeeper was a kind fellow. He was a very nice. Still, whenever I go to town, I meet him. He'll say, see, over there you have to pay, okay? From next month, you pay over there. See, similarly, we offer demigods many things. They accept it. They don't say it's wrong. Okay, you continue. Something you're doing. At least you're paying fees, no? But if the closer you get, one day, or any demigod is going to, if you really, if there is real devotion in you, every demigod will bring you back to the Lord. Only demonic people, the demigod will keep engaged. Oh, you want Shakti, you want power in society, you have no devotion. No, what I do? Okay, you take power, but I will not give you any interest in the Supreme Lord because I don't want the Supreme Lord to be disturbed by nonsense people like you. You go, you play with your power which you have got. Go, get yourself corrupted. That's the takeaway. Yanti deva vratan devan pitran yanti pitra vrata bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajino primam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among demigods because you love them so much. The Lord does not mind. We were discussing yesterday, Suradam Sarva Bhutanam. Wherever you want to go, the Lord will send you. You want to take birth among demigods? Go for it. Those who worship ghosts and spirits, fine, go for it. The Lord is not envy. The Lord is not good. Has no bitterness for you. Ghosts, you worship ghosts and spirits, you go to their wood. Who worship ancestors, you can go back to, you love your family so much, go back. You can go to the planets of the ancestors, and those who worship me will live with me. But if you want the Lord, if you love Him, you can reach Him also. Yanti madhyajina bhimam. You surrender to the Lord, He'll take you. This is a very important shloka. 26th shloka. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadam bhakti upratam asnami prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Now, why particularly speaking about these things? Let's analyze that, shall we? Patram. When I take leaves off of a plant like spinach and all we eat, do I kill the plant? Yes, today what we are doing, we are completely uprooting the plant. But in Shastriya time, they used to pluck the leaves of the plant. Okay, they used to harvest the leaf. So, in that process, is the plant killed? Is it? No. Pushpam, flower. When you pluck flowers from a tree, is it killed? No. Phalam. When you pluck flowers off of a plant, does anybody die? Is there death happening? No. Toyam, water. Water to nobody you're killing. Yo me bhaktya prachit. The Lord says, offer that to me. He's not saying, give me this, that. All nonsense he's not asking. He's asking you for patram pushpam phalam toyam. A glass of water with one tulsi leaf, if you offer to the Lord will remember it for millions and millions of lives to come. He is very grateful. It's like nothing is ours. If a kid offers a toffee to his father, the father doesn't say, "Hey, मेरे पैसे से मेरे को chocolate दे रहा है, हट यहाँ से." No, what will the father do? He will take the chocolate lovingly. He will keep it in his pocket, and when the kid is asking for chocolate some other day, he will give it back to the kid, isn't it? The Lord also like that. He takes whatever you give. He's bhavagrahi. He doesn't eat what you have given. He keeps it for you only. What he has taken is your love. A father will not eat the chocolate if you give to your father. My father did. He used to keep it in his pocket, give me later. So the Lord is like that. He'll not take your food. He takes your love. Just the fact that you offered food to him, he's happy. He says, I will accept it. Then again, a pure devotee, when he offers food, the Lord will take the food. He will accept the food also. But we are not there yet, are we? 27th shloka. This is the key to detachment. Many questions have come. How to get detached? I'm attached to my wife. I'm attached to my children. I'm attached to family. I'm attached to friends. How to detach? Don't worry. Detachment is not your unplugged detachment. Detachment is like this. Yat karoshi yad asnasi yad juhosi tadasi yat tapashyasi kaunteya tat purushramadhanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, dadasi, all as well as all the austerities that you may perform should be done as an offering to me. Yet whatever you do it as an offering to Krishna. Whatever you eat, offer it to Krishna first. Yad ashnasi, offer it to Krishna first. Yad juhoshi, whatever you give away, dadashi, whatever you are donating, donate it on behalf of Krishna. Say, Krishna, I'm doing it because you have given me the ability to, and thank you for this. Yet tapasya sikante, any tapasya that you do in your life. What tapasya might we do? Students, we spend hours studying. We can spend at least a couple of hours a day studying. So this studying is tapasya. Say, Krishna, I'm studying so that I can make something of myself, and I'm doing it as an offering to you. Whatever I become, I'm your dasa first. I'm your servant first. Hanuman was not preparing for IAS exams, but if he was preparing for IAS exams, he would offer the result to Lord Rama. Tat Kurushva Madarpanam. Offer everything to Krishna. This is how you detach. 29 shloka. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti name priya. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite tesho chapi aham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is friend in me, and I am also a friend to him. Now you might say, how can he say he is not partial and yet he is saying, who is devotee, I will love him. Let's take this example. Minister, king and prince. One day a minister says, do you see all the citizens of your kingdom as your children, the king, as your child? The king says, yes, absolutely. What are you saying? Are you saying I'm partial? The minister says, no. But let's see. Today I will prove to you that there is a difference. King is very soft-hearted, great king. He says, fine, let's see what you do. So they go near a lake and he says, wow, what a nice, beautiful, deep lake, no? There might be alligators in here, no? And they have this funny discussion. And then he does, one of the citizens, he pushes him into the water. The minister pushes the citizen into the water. The king immediately orders his personal bodyguard saying, jump into the water and save my dear citizen. Save him right now. And he gets the citizen saved. Amazing. Look at the kind of love he has. He sent his own uh, bodyguard, his personal bodyguard. Now what he does, now what the minister does, prince was also playing. He calls the prince, hey, come here, minister. Pushes the prince into the water. And now what does the king do? King says, no use of telling him. And the king personally jumps. He doesn't care what he's wearing and all his crown. He just jumps into the lake and saves his son and says, my dear son, what are you doing, minister? And the minister says, see, partial. So it's not partiality, is it? If king jumps for his own son, is it partiality? No, it is love that he has. Of course, the citizen was saved nonetheless, wasn't he? Just like that, the Lord loves us all spiritually. The love is spiritual. The benefit he gives us is spiritual. He's not going to give you material benefit. He's not going to make you the richest person like that. Richness and all is material. That is for other people. He gives you spiritual pleasure. He gives you spiritual protection. He protects you from all the nonsense ideas that might come in your mind. That is the minister, king, and prince example. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshu astina priya ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite deshu chafinam. Now, this is another important stroke. Yesterday, some people had doubt why Ajamila was given, why was Lord so lenient with Ajamila. Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadureva samantavya samyak vyavasito asi hisaha. Even if one commits the most abominable actions, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. Eventually, he will clean himself. It'll take time, but slowly, he'll advance and he'll become a better person. Don't make fun of him. Like a mother, like a young mother, if the son is or daughter is learning how to walk and is falling, and some other kids are making fun of him, saying, hey, ye kabhi nahi chal payega, langda hai. What will the mother say? Hey, don't make fun of him. He's trying. Don't make fun of him. Eventually, he will walk. Similarly, in this life, a very small, very neophyte, very initial stage devotee might make some mistakes. Yes, mistakes happen, but he is still trying to become a devotee. Eventually, he will improve. He will improve. With time, he will improve. He'll become a very nice devotee. Don't make fun of him. That's what the Lord is saying. He will learn to walk. He is stumbling a little bit. He will learn to walk nonetheless. Don't make fun of him. Why? While walking, what he'll do? He'll start running. Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chanti nigachati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace, O son of Kunti. Declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Devotee never perishes. Prahlad Maharaj, when Narasimha did his Leela, we all know this. I'm 100% sure there is nobody who has not heard of this. Lord Narasimha tore apart Hiranyakashipu for all his misbehavior. He was disturbing a devotee. Although he is born in a demon family, he was the greatest devotee of the Lord, and Hiranyakashipu is disturbing him. So he had to be taken care of. So after seeing this Rupa of the Lord, after seeing this Bhayankara Rupa of the Lord, all the demigods were afraid. They were like, no, I'm not going there. No, I am not. Oh, I'm not even going to look at Lord Narasimha. My legs are shivering. I cannot. Even Lakshmi is scared. Even Lakshmi doesn't go closer. She's like, I don't think that's my husband. I don't recognize him. Are you able to understand? But Narada tells his disciple, Prahlad Maharaj says, you go. If you go, he will come down. Lord Narasimha is like so angry and furious. He's screaming. It said that his screams vibrated this whole universe. This universe is nothing but a bubble. No, this bubble was vibrating so hard that it was about to tear open. But Prahlad Maharaj is absolutely not afraid. Name Bhakta Pranishad. He knows the Lord. He recognizes his Lord. He knows that there is a Lord behind all this anger. This anger is towards the demons, not towards devotees. And he goes and he offers a mala to the Lord, and the Lord immediately comes down. And then Lakshmi comes, and then Lakshmi sits on the lap of the Lord. So that is a devotee. Name Bhakti Pranashati. No, a devotee will never perish. A devotee recognizes his Lord. Mami Partha Vyapashritya Yepi Syu Papa Yonaya Striyo Vaishya Sada Shudra Teyapi Yanti Param Gatim. O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas and Shudras are considered to be of lower birth. can approach the supreme destination. Many Matajis might be offended right now. They might say, what? I'm not of lower birth. Try to understand. Let's try to understand this sloka. In the Shastriya time, were girls, were women, were Matajis allowed to go to Gurukul? Was it a usual thing? Gurukul? Did girls go to Gurukul? Yes, no, please use the chat box. No, no, right? Women did not used to go to Gurukul because whatever they need to learn, they learn at home. Mothers were able, they were able enough to teach everything a woman needs to know, but men were not. I cannot train my son to be as great as me. No, he has to go to school. Men lack that ability. Women have that ability to train their daughters. So they did not go to school. Or Gurukul, school is not the right word. Striya. Vaishyas, did they go to school? Big farmers, big zamindar. They don't have to go to school. They just have to take care of the land and Krishi, Vanijya and Goraksha. That they don't need to go to Gurukul for. Right? Vaishyas also did not go to Gurukul. Shudras also did not go to Gurukul because whatever Shudra Vritti is there, father can teach. Whatever basic, you have to carry this from here to there, you have to take this from here to there. Menial services, you don't need Gurukul for that. So this is the category of people that don't go to Gurukul. And the Lord is saying, don't worry. You don't need college degree. You don't need to go to Gurukul. All you have to do is take my shelter. O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, although they may be of low birth, that is non-Gurukul going category of people, but they can approach the supreme destination nonetheless. Even the greatest yogi who has studied all the Vedas wants to go to Krishna. And even if you are a Vaishya who has not gone to school, only knows basic mathematics, even you can go to the same destination. He will go a little faster, but you can also reach the same destination. All you have to do is surrender to the Lord. Simple. This is not against anybody. This is just telling you that there is reservation seat. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about are the seats going to be empty. Don't worry. Even for you, there are seats. There is seats. So what to do now? 34th shloka. Man mana bhava madbhakto madhya jimam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktaivam atmanam matparayana. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Offer obeisances and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. The Lord is saying, do all this, do all this. Surrender to me. Always think of me. Offer obeisances to me. Worship me. Let's say you have gone to the office and your wife was calling you all day. Prabhuji's can relate. 5 missed calls from your wife. Don't you suddenly get nervous? Oh my God, she's going to scold me today when I go. What will she say? I called you 5 times. You didn't pick up once. You didn't even think of me once, no? Similarly, the Lord is saying, I'm thinking of you all the time. 24 hours I'm thinking about you, my son. But you also sometimes think about me. Manmana. Think about me sometimes. Bhava mat bhakto. I love you. Why don't you love me? Madhyaji mam namaskuru. Come to me, no? Mame vaishati yuktevam atmanam matparayana. Now again, many demonic and atheistic people with messed up logic, they see some point to these shlokas. They see, Lord has ego, ahankara. See how much ego the Lord has. Saying, think about me, become my devotee, surrender to me. What is this? So much ego. Anybody over here who thinks this is ego? Say yes if you think so or no if you don't. Is this ego that the Lord is displaying? Please use the chat box. Okay, but for argument's sake, let's say this is ego. Okay, how do I prove that this is not ego? Let's take a very simple example. You think it is ego because of envy. If I told someone to surrender to me, it would be out of ego. So I think even Lord is saying out of ego. Atmavat manyate jagat. Don't think the Lord is like you because we are stuck in prison. King came. We shouldn't say king is also a person to be in prison. Don't call the king chor. I am like that. If I tell somebody to surrender to me, it is out of my ego. But Lord is not saying out of ego. He's saying out of concern. Let's take an example. CEO of a huge company comes. Let's say Tata. Let's say I'm an employee in Tata. I'm a small workman in the bay. I'm just working doing some hammering work in the steel industry. And Tata comes and he says, look, if you have any problem, here is my number. Call me and don't worry. Anytime you call me, I will be available. Okay? All you have to do is call me. Would you say, Arre, देख यार कितना ईगो है उसको. He's saying, call me. What does he think about himself? So much ego he has. No, right? If a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate visits one of his plants and instructs one of his employees to personally reach out to him if there are any problems, is it ego? Absolutely not. Look at how merciful this CEO is. He gave his personal number. Similarly, look at how merciful Lord is. He's saying, think about me, I will take care of you. Look at how merciful it is. It's not ego, is it? That ends this chapter. 3 minutes over time, sorry about that. And now we open for discussion. People are short on time, can exit, I won't mind. Yes, whoever has a question, please raise your hand. Yes, Seema Mataji, you first.
Hare Krishna, and thanks. No, you have always mentioned so many names as the greatest devotees of Krishna.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Mataji.
But you have never mentioned Meera. Why is it so?
Meera, of course, she is also a great devotee. There is no doubt about that. There is actually an exchange between Meera and Jiva Goswami. What happens once Meera comes to Vrindavan, and there is another great devotee of the Lord. I don't know if it is Rupa Goswami or Jiva Goswami. I get confused because they're related. So anyway, she says, I want to meet this great devotee. I have heard that he's a great devotee and I want to meet him. Meera says. And Jiva Goswami says, I cannot meet a woman. No. I'm a brahmachari. I cannot meet a woman. You understand, right? So the man who had gone inside says, but he doesn't want to meet you. He's a brahmachari. So wait a second. Brahmachari, what does that mean? I have not heard of this word, she said. What is it? Brahmachari is when a man has vowed to not, interact with women, is the message that comes back. So when Meera hears this, she says, wait, what? He's a man? I thought in Vrindavan there is only one Purusha. He is also Purusha. I didn't know this. And Goswami immediately comes to know that, oh my God, this is a great devotee of the Lord. I have to meet him. And then they meet. Absolutely. She's a great devotee. The Lord personally came to marry her. She's a pure devotee. There is no doubt about that. If I've missed out to mention her, it is just because I'm not qualified to mention her. She's amazing. She's an amazing devotee. It's my shortcoming. I'm really sorry about it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. It's not that, but I always found that because I always like Meera a lot.
She loves Krishna. Nobody can match her. The love.
Yes.
Krishna came and married her and took her to Goloka. In her body, it is said with her body she went.
With her body.
Absolutely amazing. I am not qualified to even mention. Just mentioning her makes my
goosebumps.
I'm having goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Yes. Absolutely. The same here. So I was just thinking the same.
You have to take inspiration. Yes. I don't take many female examples. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Maybe you're brahmachari. No, the second one is I wanted to know, like as you say, Patram Pushpam Phalam Te. So but we are breaking those leaves and the flowers and the fruits. So are we not plucking it out as if a limb has been?
Yes, the Lord in previous many chapters ago, he said, "Ye pachanti atma karana." What he said, whoever is cooking for himself is eating nothing but goblets of sin. We are not eating food. I am eating sin. It looks like food, yes, but it is sin, because that is why that food gives me disease, because I am doing sin. I am hurting a plant. Plucking leaves might not kill the plant, but it is hurting the plant.
Yes, it is.
A lot of pain. Scientifically proven that plants do feel pain. So I'm giving it so much pain for what? To hurt, to fill my belly, to taste the spices. I pluck chili saying, oh, this will give me that flavor. I'm plucking the curry leaf saying this will give me that flavor. For my sense enjoyment, I'm plucking. The plants are not happy with that, so I get sin. But now, if you're plucking the leaves, plucking the flowers, plucking the fruits for the Lord, that is the highest perfection for the plant as well. No, for an apple tree. Think you are an apple tree, and every day one nonsense fellow is plucking apples and eating. Are you happy with this boy? No. But one day these apples reached the Lord and was offered to the Lord. Now, wouldn't you be thankful to this person as well for, thank you, yeah? I wouldn't have, you cannot, being a tree, you cannot have your apples delivered to the Lord. You don't have the ability, but thank you for offering my apples to the Lord. Thank you, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Wouldn't you be like that?
Oh, okay. That way you are saying. But then,
Working for the Lord, not for yourself.
but then the other argument also comes for offering of the Lord. Anyways, God only has given us. So
Yes.
how offering back to Him is
Cycle of sacrifice. Your father bought you chocolate. My father bought me a chocolate. But if I say, Papa, one for you, wouldn't he be happy? Isn't that the right attitude?
okay.
Is it
Okay.
wrong to offer what he gave a little bit of back to him? He'll not take it. He'll give it to you. He doesn't need food. He is bhavagrahi. He is bhavagrahi. In Odisha, people call Krishna as bhavagrahi. He means bhava. He is he does grahana, or he consumes the love that you gave him. He's happy with just the love that you gave. He'll not even take one. If you give 10 rasgullas, he'll not eat one.
Okay. Okay.
Unless Mirabai offers, unless pure devotees offers. In that case, he'll take all 10, and even the katori he'll take and run, because pure devotees are on that level. But me and you, if I offer 10 rasgullas to Krishna and he takes one away, tomorrow I will be like, wait a minute, he took one away. Tomorrow I will keep half rasgulla. यार एक खा लिया मैंने 10 लोगों के लिए. I was thinking that it will be enough for 10 people, because we, no matter how pure we try to do, there is always going to be some
Lacking. Yeah,
Yes.
something lacking. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Saurabh Prabhu, you have a question? Oh, sorry, Saurabh Prabhu. Yes. Sojana Mataji, in a second.
Yeah, I have this question where Krishna refers to women and Shudras as the lower birth people.
I just discussed
How
I think you had messaged me on WhatsApp also about this, no?
Yeah, same. So how fair is this?
See, first of all, I explained saying they don't go to Gurukuls today.
No, that's okay.
Nowadays,
I understand.
Let me
understand.
Nowadays, let me continue. Nowadays, though, it's very common, women being educated, they are, everybody can read. There is no doubt about that. Every woman today is educated. But 100 years ago, 200 years ago, what do you think was the scenario?
No, it's okay. But why is some person being considered as a higher birth or a lower birth just because they are just because they are being able to go to Gurukul or not? How fair is this?
Can you let me finish the thing I was about to say? Can you please?
Yeah,
what was the scenario 100 years ago? Were women literate back then?
I don't know.
Okay, anybody else knows? Anybody who's old enough can tell me 100 years ago what was the statistics? Nidhi Mataji, maybe you know. 100 years ago, what was the scenario? Your grandmother's mother, do you think she used to be able to read and write?
Definitely, they were not literates, but they only had household knowledge. Mainly.
Exactly, what they needed to know, they knew. Now the times have changed. Men are unable to earn what is required. So women had to become stronger, and they had to take charge. Women are not weak. Women take the role of taking care of the house, which is the most difficult part. Absolutely, no doubt. But now men have become such useless entities that women have had to take up the charge of taking care of the house as well, and helping the man on the livelihood as well. So today you can say, yes, why is this being said? So, but 100 years ago, women were so busy and, had so much engagement that there was no time for them, and nor the ability for them to study Shastras. So that's why the Lord is saying.
Then how relevant is this statement today?
How relevant is this statement today? Do you want me to distort? Do you want me to put some other words in there? 5,000 years of Bhagavad Gita was spoken, and I am delivering it to you through ISKCON as it is, word by word. What was the scenario 5,000 years ago? You can picture. I'm just repeating what is said by Krishna. And is it wrong what I'm doing? Is it? Do we have to forget the past? Are you saying we have to completely forget the past?
But it should be relevant for what is happening today, right?
It is relevant today also. Even if there is a woman who is illiterate, she can still chant the name of the Lord and get away. And you have ignored one main thing.
No. You're confusing it with literacy and anything else. My concern is about the lower birth status. Why is it being called as lower birth?
I'm not confusing. You are confusing. You're trying to. No. This is called. I'll let it be. Can I come to it at the end maybe? Because
no, you need not come to it. I have got my answer. Yeah. Even you are not very sure of that, so that's what I understood.
Clearly, I'm clearly not sure of it. Thank you. Yes, Saujanya Mataji, you have a question?
Yes, can you please explain me 9.20 and 9.21 once again?
Okay, yes. Those who study Vedas and drink the Soma juice seeking heavenly planets worship me indirectly. They take birth on the planet of Indra, that is Swarga, where they enjoy godly delights. Yes, I do a lot of punya. After this birth, I will be born in Swarga and I get to enjoy all the so-called heavenly pleasures. There is a very nice soft cushion and there is all dance going on and all that. Yes, comfort, no doubt. Yes. When they have thus enjoyed heavenly sense pleasure, okay, so much punya I had earned and the punya has run out. The bank balance is over now. When they have thus enjoyed heavenly sense pleasure, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, through the Vedic principle, they achieve only flickering happiness. How long did that happiness last? Yes, you might say a couple of 100 years, but on a cosmic scale, it was just a flickering sort of happiness. Yes, it came and went. You go to heaven and it went. You have to come back and suffer again. Go back. Flickering happiness. It's like a tube light that will not turn on and it will keep flickering on and off on and off. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. And can you just show the slide 9.5 and 9.6?
9.5 and 9.6. 9.4 is here, 5 is here, 6 is here. Yes.
Yeah. The background, is it an eye?
It's a nebula. It's called the Eye Nebula. I think it's a nebula.
Okay. I'm just asking you because I just wanted to confirm that my assumption is correct or wrong. That's what.
It's a nebula. It's a nebula.
Okay. Thank you.
The Lord is discussing metaphysics, so I thought I'll put some pictures from physics that will be able to contrast with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Divya Mataji, you have a question? Yeah, you have unmuted yourself, but I'm not able to hear you. Okay, while you sort out your audio issue. Yeah, Nidhi Mataji, you have a question?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, yeah.
Yeah, so my question is, in 9.2 section, there is a word called as Soma juice.
Yes.
So
Soma juice is not available today, so there is no point in talking about that. Again, it's not relevant by today's thing, but it is as it is. I have to mention it, so I'm mentioning. Soma juice is something, and see, it's not there in 9.2. It comes up later. You want an explanation of 9.2? Do you?
It's like basically Soma means body, right? So is it?
Soma means there are many. Depends on
different
context. Depends on what context we're talking about. Soma can also mean moon in some cases. So in this context, Soma juice refers to a beverage that was available in Shastri time. Now we don't even have the formula, nothing else. We can say its recipe is extinct.
Okay, right. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Prakash Prabhu, you have a question? Or a comment maybe?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Just one question that the Durga Mata, who is basically manifestation of Maya, Mahamaya.
Yes, Mahamaya, Lord's external potency. Yes.
Is she a deity or she's God? Goddess, I mean.
She's a demigod. Yes, she's a demigod. There
She's
is
a
only
demigod.
one God. See, again, I'll bring you back to the formula, which is Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Veerasya Shashriya Jnana Vairagya Shannam Astityam Shannam Bhagiti Angana. Whoever has 6 opulences entirely, infinitely is God. If anybody fits this formula, we can agree that they are God. It is clearly mentioned in the Shastras. I'll share this formula again on the group right after this class.
Sure.
The definition of Bhagwan.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. But she is not ordinary. She is Shakti. She is the external potency of the Lord. It is difficult to say. See, what is sun and what is sunlight? For us, sunlight is sun. But as you get closer and closer to the sun, you'll come to know that sun is this burning hot nuclear machine. and the light comes from it. So if I say Durga comes from the Lord, Durga is Lord's Maya. So it's very, very difficult. I'm not saying she's a demigod. No, she is extraordinary. She is Shiva's wife as well. She is extraordinary. I'm not saying she's ordinary. I'm saying she is the most dear devotee of the Lord. She is Vaishnavi. That's what I'm saying.
Actually, I read the Devi Puran recently, and before that, a few years back.
Prabhu, there is no Devi Puran.
There is Durga Puran.
There is 18. We are actually going to discuss 18 Puranas in three. It comes in, I think, 13th or 14th chapter. It's known as Triguna Vibhaga Yoga. In that, we will discuss 18 Puranas, and
it was. I think there was one Purana on Durga, one Purana on Mata. I think it's Bhagavati Puran or something.
Yeah. Okay.
I read that, and a few years back, I had read Bhagavat Puran.
Very good.
Sri Bhagavatam
is Amala Purana. Yes, that's the Lord Shiva says Bhagavata Purana is the Amala Purana. That is what you should read. Yes.
Yeah. So they look. I mean, a lot of the incidents between them are they are more related. So that's why I was asking. I mean, one is for Krishna and one is for Mata. They were pretty much related.
We will discuss that deeper in Triguna Vibhaga Yoga. It comes in 13th chapter if I'm not wrong. Stay tuned till then.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Malleshwar Rao Prabhu, you have a question? We'll end after you maybe.
Hare Krishna Guruji, you have promised me to answer what is happiness?
What is happiness? Yes, what is happiness? Flickering happiness. What is long-lasting happiness? I was actually going to explain that using this fish's example. How can you make the fish happy? By putting an umbrella over its head? No. By giving it some
no.
By installing a game in a phone and giving it the phone? No, it's going to be comfortable maybe, but only way to make it happy is put it back in the sea, right? Similarly,
happiness must come within from us.
Yeah, but how is that happiness going to express itself? It's only going to express itself like if a fish is not in the sea, there is no way you cannot say fish, happiness should come from within. The fish is not even going to be able to listen to you, isn't it? So us being spirit souls, part and parcels of the Lord, we are always going to be unhappy as long as we are in this material universe. The only way we can achieve happiness is through the names of the Lord, which while we are chanting or while we are listening about the Lord, when we are discussing the Lord, when we are engaged in Krishna Katha, there is happiness. Or the permanent long-lasting happiness is when we enter Vaikuntha, and that we will enter Vaikuntha if we follow what the Lord has said, Anta kale cha mameva. You have to think about the Lord at the moment of your death, and that is how you can achieve the Lord. But how is that? How can you do that? Arey yaar, aakhir mein dekh lunga. At last moment, I'll think about God. I will put an alarm and I'll remember Lord. That's not going to happen. You have to practice throughout your life. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. You have to constantly keep on practicing by chanting the names of the Lord, and that's how you can enter Vaikuntha. And Vaikuntha, by definition, is place without miseries, and their happiness is there. Only their happiness is there. Yeah, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Divya Mataji, did you sort out your audio issue?
Yes. Hello.
Oh, okay, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have a question that is very weird, and it's been in my mind since I was little. And the question is, since you said Krishna is in a form, and that's how he created us, because he himself is that way.
He gives Brahma.
Yeah, and even in the Bible, they say that Lord created us in his image, and that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So my question is, if he created us in his image, who created him?
Yeah. What? Who created him? See, that is again, it fails its logic. See, definition of Bhagwan, another definition of Bhagwan is Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Ekoi Bhunam Vidadati Kaman. Yes, Nityo Nityanam. He is also Nitya, I am also Nitya. Again, let me tell you, you were not created. You are in this body, this form and all that. We see that we have taken birth, but after we die, we take another birth. So similarly, I can logically know that before this birth, before me coming into this body, in my past life, I was a monkey or a dog or something in my past life. So if you go back like that, It's not that you were created one day. You have existed eternally. You have always existed. Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. You have always existed, just like the Lord has always existed. But you detached from the Lord the moment you started to have this desire of living independently. So you are not created. This body is created. This body comes and goes. Just like, you know, a phone is manufactured, then it gets broken down into its fellow materials. But it is not that it was, the gold was created. The gold has existed from a long time. Similarly, the Lord was, there is no question of who created Lord, and nor is there a question of who created you or me. We are Jiva Bhuta, we are part and parcel of the Lord. Like fire emits sparks, you know, when there is a big fire, there is sparks coming out. We just came out, we were with the Lord, then we came out, we detached. So no, if there is anybody who is creator of the God, if you say there is creator for God, he is the original creator, he is God. So if you say Brahma created me, who created Brahma? Or if you say my mother gave birth to me, who is my mother's mother? So on, you go and go and go on, and you say my father's 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 father, you end up with Brahma. And now if you ask who created Brahma, who gave Brahma this form and duty, that is Krishna. Now that's it, that's the end. Then you cannot go further longer than that. Yeah, I hope I answered it to a certain extent. Is it?
Yeah, because we keep on going to the source, and as we going to the source,
there has to be one ultimate source,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So we think like, what is big? Is there something bigger than the source? Like
yes.
somebody
That is
who
why the
created
Lord
the
is
source?
called Ananta. What does Ananta mean? Ananta means something without end. Now something without end is quite big, no?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's quite big. Infinity. Infinity means
I
something
heard
that
all
is
that.
not countable. Let's try to understand the difference between infinity and Ananta. Infinity means infinite. Finite means countable. Infinity means uncountable. It just means that me and you do not have the ability to count it. Okay. But Ananta does not mean infinity. Ananta is something beyond infinity. Ananta means there is no end. It is not that you don't have the ability or I don't have the ability. There is no question of ability. There is no end. That is Lord. That is Ananta. And hence, he is the source of everything.
Yeah, because we say while we were small, we used to think that this world is everything, you know, and then we saw that there was bigger than that. Then there are lokas, and then it makes us think like, is this all loka just floating somewhere in something bigger than that, you know? So
and then when you go to the last biggest thing, which is infinitely big, infinite is again a limited word. English cannot do justice to Samskrita, which is endlessly big.
Yeah, maybe it's not for us to even imagine. So God just gives us what we can understand. You
will not be able to. That is why the Lord is not right now in front of you, because you will not be able to bear it. You will melt down.
Yeah, exactly. We are not strong or evolved enough for that.
Yet. As soon as we are there, the Lord wants to. Lord is waiting. It's like, yes, please start chanting, and I will come and
maybe like, the aliens, you know, they are the future. That's how we look. We are just brain. Our head will be big.
Let's hope so. Shastra say ulta. Shastra say with time we will become dumber and dumber. In
okay.
If I can finish all the 18 chapters within
thank you.
One day I can do some short bridge course for Srimad Bhagavatam, so that you can register for that course. Again, that is also free. Please, there is no money involved.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Chipra Mataji, you have a question?
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, all of my questions have been answered, and I do have points for and against on every topic. So, leaving aside all of these things, I just wanted to ask, like, I had asked you about chanting. Is it enough, or is there something else? Then you had told na ke, yeah.
Slowly. I don't want to scare everybody. You accept that chanting is to be done, no? Yes. That's enough. You start chanting. Slowly we will add. Chodna nahi jodna. You don't have to leave anything. You have to add something. One thing is added. You slowly from one round, if you will, try to do two rounds of chanting. Slowly I will tell you everything. There is few more days left.
And regarding the last point that was made by some Mataji, I also had this question, like, who made God? If everything was made by God, then who made God? Then the answer that was given to me was we are trying to understand something with our intellect. We are trying to understand something which is beyond intellect with our intellect, which is not possible.
Cockroach
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
Cockroach can never learn algebra, so we cannot even understand the scale at which the mathematics is going. Trillion. We spoke of 155 trillion. If you ask me honestly, how many zeros trillion has? I cannot tell you off the bat. I don't know. Billion has 6. Maybe, I don't know. I cannot tell you. Similarly,
yeah,
it's way
we cannot
beyond
fathom infinite. What is infinite? We cannot even think about it.
What is in our hand? Bhagavad Gita is in our hand. Let us grasp Bhagavad Gita as much as we can. Then we study Srimad Bhagavatam, then there is Chaitanya Charitamrita and so on. And maybe someday the Lord will reveal, right?
Yeah. And regarding the and regarding the point that was made on the birth of women being a lower birth, I felt that when I was a kid, like even body wise also, women have to go through so much pain, and existence wise also it is very difficult. It was not difficult for women then, but now also it is so difficult for women. So yes, we can relate it to a bit, but yes, we can find it that somewhat regressive also.
Of course, you can, wherever you see there, you can get offended. This world can easily offend you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
I have points both for and against it, so I'm not offended.
So as long as you
actually,
understand,
I had made my peace with that by thinking when someone told me that you are in this birth born as a woman because probably you have more tolerance levels.
Exactly. But then we can have an hour-long discussion about how women are actually, you women, Indra is in debt of you. King of heaven is in your runa. He is in your debt. All the pains that women go through, it's all because of some mischief that Indra did. But that's beyond the scope of the topic of discussion today. Yeah. So instead of offending you, I just apologize for what is
no.
Currently
It's
beyond
not about apologies. We are very grateful and thankful that you give us your time.
It's all mine. It's because of people that I get association that I
and whether a doubt is being answered or not, it's always so loving to have Krishna in our life, and that is through you.
Exactly. That's the right attitude.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Just okay. Speaking of Matajis, we'll give one Mataji a chance to ask question, and we'll end today. Any more questions, you can throw it in the WhatsApp. Yes, Nidhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I just wanted to comment on that lower caste thing with the woman.
Again, Krishna has never spoken for modern caste system. It is all based on guna and karma. Some people,
exactly,
like me and you, we are engineers. We are not meant for doing great works. We are not policy makers. We are not thinkers. All we can do is some work in some factory, something. We are also Shudras.
I just wanted to emphasize. Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that point because so many people are having doubts. I feel that a woman is someone who will do all kinds of a work for a husband or a father or her son.
So many works.
Yes. Yeah. So based on her karma, so definitely it's like you can compare it to a lower caste because see, Shudra is the one based on karma. He does all kinds of work.
She has
based on that, yeah, she has both. So that justifies this point. Yeah.
You put it in the right way. Me being a foolish person, you are right. A woman has the ability, just like a Shudra has the ability to lift.
That doesn't make her low. It's like she can rise above and she can also go to the level of
tolerance.
Doing she has that tolerance. She can do all kinds of work.
No man can replace a woman. You have an elder brother. You think he can replace your mom for a day? Not for an hour.
True, very true. Agree.
And you are taken advantage of your pushed lower.
Right.
I agree. So thank you.
So that emphasizes that point. So I hope it clears. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Stay away from toxic feminism. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. I totally
toxic
agree.
Feminism is very different. That's all. But yeah, I'm also.
Yeah.
So
anyway, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you.
We'll meet tomorrow with the next chapter. I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings. I am really sorry, and I'll apologize tomorrow also. Thank you for your time, everybody.